it's John McCabe. Welcome to the show. Hey, welcome to the Johnny McCabe Show, where it's all about accelerating your authority in your business or field of expertise. And I do that by helping entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, and speakers get seen, get heard, get noticed on any device, anywhere, anytime, in as little as 15 hours worth of effort, also known as the Authority Acceleration Blueprint. Now, it's Real Estate Investing Monday, and as always, we're discussing the business of real estate investing. Now, today specifically is about wealth attraction. The lure for so many people getting into real estate investing is freedom. People want the ability to do what they want, when they want, with whomever they want. But out of the large number of people who get involved in the real estate investing courses, only a small percentage of people take the necessary action to take advantage of the power of real estate. But wealth attraction is not just about real estate investing. It's about understanding the power of real estate investing as one asset class and using it to build your wealth. Whether you're using your profit from your business and investing in real estate, or using your profits from real estate and investing in businesses and other assets, wealth comes from being diversified and continuously growing and building your portfolio. Now, my guest today is Ann Sanfelippo, a #1 international best-selling author of Wealth Attraction Formula for Entrepreneurs, 7 Steps to Accelerating Your Wealth, Health, and Happiness. Now, she's also a lead trainer for Robert Kiyosaki's financial education brand in the U.S., Rich Dad Education, where she teaches individuals how to create wealth through real estate investing and stock trading. Now, Ann recently founded the Wealth Attraction Academy and works with clients who want to show up every day as the best version of themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually, to be able to create wealth and ease and live the life with purpose and life balance. Now, Ann helps busy, mission-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that want to set themselves apart from their competition so that they can attract a higher quality of client, increase their sales, and secure sustainable wealth for themselves, their family, and leave a legacy while keeping life balance. Now, she believes that every individual is capable of having a better life than they're currently accepting as their status quo, even if they're already experiencing a taste of success. Now, Ann has a passion to help you fulfill your destiny, your life's purpose, the desires, the dreams, the aspirations that you have every day, which is what turns the present into the future, creating new things along the way. Now, her motto is, life is an adventure, enjoy the journey. Now, she's done it for herself, and she's helping others do it through her Wealth Attraction Formula, which is a customized process of educating, coaching, and mentoring. Now, Ann believes you can manifest your life, the life of your dreams. So be sure to stick around, because when I come back, I'm going to be joined by my good friend, Ann Sanfelippo. Hey, thanks for joining us today. It's Real Estate Investing Monday, where we focus on the business of real estate investing. For many, real estate investing is seen as a hobby, but in fact, real estate investing is just like any other business. And those who do business full-time are true entrepreneurs. They ride the entrepreneur journey roller coaster like so many other people. And my guest today is no different. After her divorce, Ann took action on the 25 years of knowledge she had been studying in order to truly become the best version of herself. She decided to do a complete transformation, a fresh start with a new beginning. So she moved across the country and chose a new career and decided to become a real estate investor. Now, Ann worked the business and amassed a substantial real estate investing portfolio quite quickly. The income from her real estate investing provided her the financial security and extra money to invest in other businesses, which added to her income. As a single woman, she created multiple streams of income, diverse between several asset classes, and had a 7-figure income. She travels the U.S. as Robert Kiyosaki's top trainer for the Rich Dad Education Company, educating people who are looking to get started in real estate investing, but also has founded her latest venture, the Wealth Attraction Academy, and has also become an international #1 best-selling author. My tongue is tied today. Ann helps others create independence, teaches financial independence through real estate investing, and then allocates profits into different asset classes, businesses, stocks, commodities that will create freedom of time. More time equates to a healthier, happier lifestyle to fulfill one's life purpose. Ann, you're getting me too excited. I can't even talk today for some reason. So please give it up with likes, love, shares, and a virtual flurry of thumbs up and heart icons across the screen for my good friend and guest today, Ann Sanfelippo. Welcome, Ann.
Awesome. Great to be here, John. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I don't know why it's such a hard time just introducing you today. So it's not like I don't
Monday.
know. It's not like I don't know you or anything.
Right.
For some reason, I just couldn't spit the words out this morning. So welcome to the show. Thanks. I know you're really busy. You actually took a day off, didn't you?
I did.
Isn't this
yeah.
normally
just for you?
Yeah, I feel so blessed. Isn't this normally your travel day? You're traveling back home normally today?
Usually, yes. Usually traveling home.
Did you actually work this weekend?
I did not.
No.
Had off.
Oh,
well, if you call it off.
You didn't have to do any training somewhere across the
right.
U.S. this weekend. Yeah, so you actually had a weekend off. What was that like?
I'm still awfully busy building the Wealth Attraction Academy and my real estate portfolio. So I'm always busy, but it's good. Life is good.
Excellent. Well, Ann, first thing we like to do before we get too far in the interview is a speed round of questions. I know I've seen you on the show, watching the show once or twice, so you know that there's just a series of questions just so the viewers get to know you a little bit better. It's nothing you have to study for. You're not going to be graded on your answers. There's no test at the end. So it's just whatever comes to your mind, first thing that comes to your mind. So as always, I'd like everyone to play along with us. So as I ask the question, just type your answer into the comment section, and we can compare. You can compare your answers to Ann's during the show. And as always, please like, love, share this video on all your Facebook feeds and any groups or business pages that you take care of, and just share the information with everybody you can. But are you all set, Ann? We got 10 questions.
I'm set.
All right. So name the book that impacted your life the most.
I would say Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Excellent book. When you were a young girl, who was your celebrity crush?
Wow. Going to age myself a little bit here, John. I would say Richard Gere.
Oh, very nice. What is either a book, a podcast, or a show that you're into right now?
Okay. I do a lot of audiobooks, and I usually do them when I'm working out, when I'm doing cardio.
Yeah.
So this morning I actually did a book called Thank and Grow Rich.
What was the first word?
Thank. It's all about gratitude, having gratitude.
Oh, thank and grow rich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. So what is your favorite movie of all time?
It would be Pretty Woman.
Very nice. Hence Richard Gere.
With Richard Gere in there, yes.
Are you currently working with any coaches? If so, who?
Oh, absolutely. Always working with coaches. I have a coach in pretty much every aspect of my life. I have a personal trainer.
Okay.
I also have a relationship coach. I have a coaching coach. And I also have a real estate coach. So I have a variety of different coaches. And a business coach helping me with my brand. So, yeah, always great to have coaches.
That's right. Are you involved in any masterminds?
Yes, 2 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And one that you and I belong to. Who's the other one through?
The other one is through my coaching company, the company I'm certified as a life coach in.
Okay.
So, yep.
Excellent. So name a person, either dead or alive, who you'd most like to meet and have dinner with.
Jesus.
Very nice. Jesus is very popular on this show, just to let you know. So what's your favorite type of vacation out of these 2? Either a beach vacation or adventure tour. Which one would you like to do the most?
I would definitely do the beach.
Okay. And what's the best business advice you ever received?
Like Nike says, just do it.
Excellent. So the last question is 2-parter. What is your favorite? Not what you consume all the time, but what is your favorite? Is it water, beer, or wine? Pizza, wings, or salad? So out of those, what's your favorite?
Well, I'm Italian, so this is an easy one. It's going to be wine and pizza.
Excellent. Well, thanks for playing, Ann, and everyone. Give Ann a show. Show Ann some love by hitting that like button, love button. Make sure you share this on your Facebook feed as well as any business pages that you belong to. And let's show Ann some love by hitting the like and love button for answering the questions and just playing along. And what I like to do right now, Ann, is just give some props and some shout outs to people that are joining us at home. And so I see that Sharon Panza is on watching the show. Welcome, Sharon. Chris Miller. Chris is how do they say it? Long-time listener, first-time caller. No, Chris is on the show quite often. Monday Rocks with John and Ann. Thanks, Chris. John North is joining us all the way from Australia. Do you know John? Have you met John?
Yep.
John's a great guy. Terry Pranich joined as well. Terry says, great show. Thanks, Terry. Appreciate you. And thanks for joining us on today's show of the John A. McCabe Show, where we're talking all about real estate investing, particularly wealth attraction. So if you have any questions for Ann or myself during the show, just type them in the chat, and we'll try to get to them throughout the show. And if we can't answer them throughout the show, then we always get to them after the show is already aired. Or if you're watching this on replay, just make sure you tag either Ann or myself in the question, and we'll definitely follow up with you with an answer. And if you're just joining us, I'm speaking with Ann Sanfelippo. Is that right? Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Close enough?
Close enough.
You pronounce it.
Great job. Sanfelippo.
Sanfelippo?
Sanfelippo. Uh-huh.
Okay. Of course I'm going to get it wrong the next time I go to say it. So Sanfelippo, she's a #1 international best-selling author of Wealth Attraction Formula for Entrepreneurs, 7 Steps to Attracting Your Wealth, Health, and Happiness. She's a lead trainer for Robert Kiyosaki's financial education brand, Rich Dad Education. She travels across the U.S. teaching individuals how to create wealth through real estate investing and stock trading. Now, Ann recently founded the Wealth Attraction Academy, where she works with clients who want to show up every day as the best version of themselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually, to be able to create wealth and ease and live their lives with purpose and life balance. Now, Ann does that by helping busy, mission-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that want to set themselves apart from their competition so that they can attract a higher quality client, increase their sales, and secure substantial wealth for themselves, their family, and leave a legacy while keeping life balance. So like I said, if you have any questions for myself or Ann, just type them in the chat and we'll try to get to them throughout the show. If not, we'll answer them at the end of the show in the comment section. And just one more. Our good friend has joined us, Andy Lockwood's in the house. He says, okay, guys, I'm here. The party's over. And
Hey, Andy.
Ann did have one comment for you. She asked me to ask you to be nice to her. You can be your normal self with me, but you have to be nice to Ann. Okay, so Ann, let's just get to some questions. So what I like to do at the very beginning is just because a lot of people watching don't know who you are. They may know who the Rich Dad Education is or whatever, but I'd like to get a little bit of background on you, just to give the people some context as to where you came from. So prior to getting involved in real estate, can you just give us a little bit about who you are, what you did back then, just sort of a little bit of your origin story?
Mm-hmm. Sure. I actually come from the Midwest, tiny little town in it's a suburb of Milwaukee. It's called Cudahy, Wisconsin. Tiny little town. And my dad was a police officer, and my mom was a checker in a grocery store. And growing up, my brothers and I were always told that we needed to get good grades in school so that we could come out and get a good job.
Right.
And then with a good job, we'd have a good retirement and life would be good. And I went to school, got good grades, got out of college, and I started interviewing for jobs and wasn't finding that they were going to pay me what they told me in college I could expect. So that was pretty disheartening.
Yeah.
And then I met my husband. My husband was an entrepreneur, and I was very impressed by that because I wasn't raised in an entrepreneur upbringing. He and I ended up getting married, and what I found is that he wanted me to help him build his business. And in learning how to become an entrepreneur and build a business, I learned that 8 out of 10 small business owners fail within the first 18 months. And I was like, whoa, not good. So he and I actually had we were married for just about 10 years, and it was a roller coaster ride. As small business owners, we would have a good month, and we'd do well, and then we'd feel comfortable, and then we'd go into the next month, and something would happen that would drain our reserves. And it was always this roller coaster ride during the marriage. And he loved what he did and was passionate about it, was great at it, but it's tough. You know, if you don't know what you're doing, none of us were ever raised to be an entrepreneur. It's something that you have to go above and beyond to learn.
Right.
And so we finally decided to part ways because after 10 years of arguing about a lack of time together or a lack of money, funds, we decided to go separate ways. And at that point, we had to separate what we had. And he left me in a lot of debt. So, life of a small business owner, right?
That's right.
So I needed a fresh start. I left my hometown of almost 30 years, and I moved to Florida where my parents had retired. Now, while my husband and I were married, I had dabbled in real estate. And I got started like most people. You know, you read a book, you talk to people, you go see a realtor, the realtor sells you a property, and you hope that you can find a tenant, and the tenant will pay down the mortgage for you, and then you can sell it in the future for a profit.
Right.
So I had a couple of properties like that that I was gladly given in the divorce because my husband didn't want to deal with problem tenants or toilets anymore. So I got him in the divorce, and I came down to Florida, and I had to reinvent myself.
When you went to Florida, you maintained those properties back in your hometown in the Midwest?
No, I ended up liquidating them, but it was just pretty much to clear. I mean, I didn't really have profits because in Wisconsin, you don't have appreciation.
Right.
So I didn't buy them right. I bought them from a realtor, retail. And, you know, when you put a tenant in, there's always stuff like repairs you have to do or vacancies you have. And if you don't know how to buy right, that can really just kind of make it a break even or even put you in a hole.
Right. Okay, so now your divorce is finished. You're down in Florida. That's where your parents, you said your parents are retired too. So you dabbled in real estate. So what made you think of, when you get to Florida, okay, well, I'm going to get into real estate investing versus just going out and trying to find a job? Like what was going through your mind at that point in time for you to make that decision? And then did you actually, get some education into investing? So just take us through that point of time in your life.
Yep. I was reading a lot of entrepreneur books when I was married to my husband. And in all the books that I read, it said real estate was the most stable vehicle for creating wealth. And that's why I started dabbling in it. And so when I went to Florida, really at this point in time, I didn't know how to make money in real estate other than to become a realtor. So the reason why I got into real estate is I had to get myself out of the debt. Okay. And my degree was useless because I hadn't used it in 10 years. So I had to think of a fast way I could make fast money. And so I thought the way to be a real estate investor was to become a realtor. Okay. And then I found that a realtor works really hard for a really long time, and they don't make a lot of money unless you hit the timing of the market. And so I had a mentor come into my life, and he said, no, you don't want to be a realtor, you want to be an investor. And I was like, what is the difference? And so he showed me an opportunity to build a real estate empire. That's what he called it. Okay. And he said, all I had to do is do what he told me to do, when he told me to do it, no debate. And he put me on this 2-year plan of education, coaching, and mentorship. And at the end of applying what he told me to do, I actually stood a self-made millionaire as a single female in our country. And I've gone on to create a great real estate portfolio, which created financial security for me. And then go ahead and diversify into different asset classes.
Excellent. Yeah, the path of being a realtor. I mean, Terry Pranich was on. I don't know if he's still on or not, but Terry's one of the top realtors in Canada, actually. And I'm sure he can attest to what it actually takes to become one of the top realtors. It's a lot of work, putting in long hours, paying your dues, and actually getting very good at your craft. Not, you still need to learn, you still need to grow. And Terry, one of the reasons why Terry has become so successful is he became an investor at the same time he became a realtor. So you're doing both. You're doing the selling real estate and helping people buy real estate at the same time he's in investing and growing his portfolio that way. So so it sounds like you were taking a very similar path, but you just sort of let the real estate license go and you focused more on the investing. And that was a great a great choice working with that mentor over 2 years. Just do what I say, what I say when I say it, and you'll be successful.
No debate. Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll be successful. And within 2 years, you're a millionaire. So, yeah, definitely great advice. And so, if you guys are just joining us, I'm speaking with Ann Sanfelippo. I'll never say it right. I'm just going to go with it. Just go with it, Ann. It's Sanfelippo. She's a #1 international best-selling author, Wealth Attraction Formula for Entrepreneurs, 7 Steps to Accelerating Your Wealth, Health, and Happiness. She's a lead trainer for Robert Kiyosaki's financial education brand, Rich Dad Education. She travels across the U.S. teaching individuals how to create wealth through real estate investing and stock trading. Now, Ann recently founded the Wealth Attraction Academy, where she works with clients who want to show up every day as the best version of themselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually, to be able to create wealth and wealth with ease and live their lives with purpose and life balance. Ann does this by helping busy, mission-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that want to set themselves apart from their competition so that they can attract a higher quality client, increase their sales, and secure sustainable wealth for themselves, their family, and leave a legacy while keeping life balanced. So if you have any questions for Ann, just type them in the chat. I see that there's one there right now. I'm just going to get to it. And but as always, make sure you like, love, share this video with everyone in your Facebook feed. And Andy Lockwood has a success-minded question for Ann. What uncharacteristic lapse of judgment led you? I thought it was an actual real question, but no, he's just digging at me again to say yes to come on to my show. Okay, I thought it was an actual question, but it's just Andy being Andy. So he says that we're doing a better than mediocre job.
Thanks, Andy.
And Lisa Powell's joined us. Welcome, Lisa, to the show. And as always, if you actually have real questions, if your name's not Andy Lockwood, just type your real questions in the comment section, and we'll get to them throughout the show. And if not, we'll make sure that we answer them after the show has already been aired. And as always, like, love, and share this video with all your friends on Facebook. So, Ann, as a single lady recently divorced in a new city, what were some of the biggest challenges that you were faced with respect to getting into real estate investing? Now, I know that I don't know if you call it lucked out or right place, right time, meeting that mentor, but what were some of the biggest challenges for you in getting into the investing, or hurdles that you had to overcome?
Well, I think that the first hurdle that I had to overcome was understanding the difference between being a realtor and an investor. Also, as I train for Robert, it's really brilliant when Robert talks about content versus context.
Yes.
So for those listeners that aren't familiar with Robert's training, he talks about a glass being the content, or the context, and the content is the water you put in a glass. And, as average individuals, we are taught information from a very early age that keep us average. And successful entrepreneurs, whether it be in real estate investing or any other asset class, when they have a whole set of different context that they put their content in. So I talk about the fact that you can have a glass with a lid on it and continue to try to put content in, but if the glass has a lid on it, the content never gets in. Right? And so reshaping my context made it able to take understanding content to actually be able to do it. Okay, so if you come into the business and you are afraid of competition, right?
No.
I mean, I when I'm training, I'm constantly hearing, is there enough deals out there? And, right, do you hear that too?
Oh, yeah. The deal of the century comes around every week.
And, people will say, well, if you're out training all these people across the country, even the world, are there enough deals for us all to do a deal? And I'm like, that's a shift in context that you have to make. There's more than enough deals for everybody. You have to go from a scarcity mentality to a abundant mentality, right?
Yes.
So I also talk about the fact that, I can teach how to do a foreclosure. We live in an information age, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to know how to do anything, all you have to do is Google it.
That's right.
Right?
All the information's there. You just might have to filter some of it, but all the information's out there for people.
Right. So if people want to learn real estate investing, how come they can't go on the internet and pick up the 5 steps on how to do a foreclosure and do foreclosures? Well, it's because it's easy to chase content, but it's difficult to change context because we've been taught our context from an early age, and it's our belief systems.
Right.
So that's where the shift had to come in first. And then you have to look at your limiting beliefs. What was I told that was stopping me from being successful? Also, trying to do it on your own. I see so many people try to do it on their own.
Yeah, that's a big mistake, especially if you're just getting started. When I talk to individuals, especially in the real estate investing space, and even in some of the entrepreneur space, I advise them, or it's my belief, in my opinion, that before they invest $20,000, $30,000 into the education or the training, they should actually maybe seek out a coach or a mentor and invest a little bit of money with them first. And for one, to see if they actually want to do that business, whatever that business is, and to follow somebody that's actually done it and been successful. And you can learn a lot more and get that context, in real life scenario versus just going and getting the content at a workshop or a training program. Yeah, they'll give you some context, but you get better context when you're actually out there with a mentor doing it.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Coaches and mentors, I always say the easiest way to become rich is to do what the rich do.
Yeah.
So, with a coach and a mentor, they've done what you want to do, and they can streamline what you want to do for you.
Yeah, they're going to give you the shortcut. Bottom line is they're going to give you the shortcut. So, Ann, as someone who's gone through, the investing education programs and seeing the small, and you actually educate people on it. So there's, I've seen it because I've gone through the education programs. There's only a small percentage of people who actually become successful. So what do you attribute your success to? Is it the mentor? Is it the someone that actually took you by the hand and told you what to do? And and for others, how would you suggest that they overcome those obstacles and not be in the large percentage of people who aren't successful, but become in that minority of people who are successful? What would you suggest that they do?
I definitely believe in a mentor, because a mentor is going to make you be accountable, because you'll be your worst enemy. You can have all the information in front of you, and that little voice in your head is going to talk you out of taking action on it. So I think the mentor was the most important part of it. Again, we have belief systems that we have carried for many years, and we can learn that, hey, these are the limiting beliefs that I was taught when I was younger, and we can get it, but it's how do you live it?
Right.
I always say, too, that people all want to be rich, but not many people are willing to do what it takes to be rich. And that's sometimes a difficult process. It's bigger than learning the 5 steps of how to do a foreclosure.
Yeah, people aren't willing to put in the time, make the effort, give up the things that they enjoy in their life, that, spending the time, going out with their friends, all of that stuff. They're not willing to sacrifice that for what they dream about. So until someone's actually ready to make the commitment to do whatever it takes and get some help along the way to be successful, a lot of people aren't going to reach their true potential. They have to have that shift in their mindset.
Yeah, well, and we're marketed to on a daily basis for instant gratification.
That's right. That's huge.
And patience. It takes time to build wealth. It really does.
Yeah, it's not an overnight
If you're willing to do the work. Yep. If you're willing to do the work, it's been done. Just do what others have done, and it works.
That's right. If you guys are just joining me out there, I'm speaking with Ann Sanfelippo. She's number one. I gotta laugh every time I say your name because I know I'm brutalizing it, but what can I do? So I'm just gonna say Ann. Ann's a number one international best-selling author of Wealth Attraction Formula for Entrepreneurs, the 7 Steps to Accelerating Your Wealth, Health, and Happiness. She's a lead trainer for Robert Kiyosaki's financial education brand, Rich Dad Education, and she travels across the U.S. teaching individuals how to create wealth through real estate investing and stock trading. Now, Ann recently founded the Wealth Attraction Academy, where she works with clients who want to show up every day as the best version of themselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually, and to be able to create wealth with ease and live their lives with purpose and life balance. Now, Ann does that by helping busy, mission-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that want to set themselves apart from their competition so that they can attract a higher quality client, increase their sales, and secure sustainable wealth for themselves, their family, and leave a legacy while keeping life balanced. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to ask Ann, just type them into the comments section, and we'll try to get to them throughout the show. And if we can't get to them during the show, we'll definitely answer them after the show. Just make sure you tag either Ann or myself in the question as to who you want to ask the question to. And as always, be sure to like, love, share this video with all your friends and on your Facebook feed. And I see that Pedro's here, and he says, hi, Ann. And
hey, Pedro.
Carmen Tochnik joined us. Welcome, Carmen. Joanne joined us as well as Kelly Greeno-Evans joined us on the show. So thanks for everyone for joining us. Make sure that you like, love, and share this on your Facebook feed. And so, Ann, you travel across the U.S. educating people every week, doing the Rich Dad Education trainings. Teaching people on real estate investing. I think you do teach them on some stock stuff too, right?
Mainly, the company itself teaches real estate investors and stock traders, but I teach basically real estate investing.
Specifically real estate investing. Yeah. And I know that you're good at your job. You're I think you're number one in the country, right? But if you had to boil down the reasons more people aren't successful, like from all the people that you train, what would you say the top 3 reasons more people aren't successful that you educate?
I think that they have to be coachable. That's one thing. I always ask them to forget everything they know about real estate investing, the economy, money. Just forget it all, because pretty much what we've been taught has not been correct.
Okay.
You know, I talk about 1%ers. 1%ers, the rich, they go in opposite direction than the masses. But we've all been trained to look to our left and look to our right when making decisions. Yes. And so you have to understand that when you're seeking advice, you're probably seeking advice from people who are not qualified to give you advice.
That's right. I mean, if everybody has an opinion, everybody has, an answer to whatever question. But if you want if you have a question specifically about being successful in real estate investor, you shouldn't be asking your friend who doesn't invest in real estate. You should be seeking out somebody who's already made their millions as an investor in real estate. Ask them those questions, because these are people that have actually been there, done that, and can provide you with a shortcut to getting to where they are. And a lot of times they'll actually help you. They'll reach out, they'll help you. But don't cheap your way to success. Be prepared to pay coaches and mentors for the value that they can bring you and for their time, because these people are busy people. So be coachable to let go of any other, any outside beliefs you might have that aren't serving you in your highest purpose. Also, the saying is, take the 5 people you spend the most time with and take their income and average it. It's usually yours. Right. So you need to change your circle of influence. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that because that's their comfort zone. That's right.
And when we're middle class, we tend to hang around with people equal or less than us because it makes us feel good that we are doing well in life.
That's right. So you recently started the Wealth Attraction Academy, and you've developed the Wealth Attraction Formula. Are they a direct result of the things that you've been through, or what you see in your current business as an educator? Is it, do you see that as like a missing component as to why more people aren't successful? I mean, I'm just trying to, maybe you can fill us in as to why you created that program.
Well, I've always been an avid learner. And so over 25 years ago, I started studying with Tony Robbins. I've studied with Brendan Burchard, Dean Graziosi, many of the industry leaders, and Robert Kiyosaki, etc. And what I've been able to do is take over 25 years of my knowledge, experience, and wisdom and boil it down to the most important thing. So I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on education, mentorship, coaching. Right. And what I've been able to do is take the best of all and combine it into a formula that creates success. Okay. And so to take it from, the seminar industry on its own does have a pretty low success rate. Not that what we teach doesn't work, but you have to really look at the core of the person that you're working with. And that's where the key of the mentor comes in, is looking at that person and their core and finding out what it is preventing them that they won't take action on the new information that they're getting. And that's what the wealth attraction formula is about, is looking at the person as a whole.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that go to these seminars. I mean, they're sold the dream. A lot of them are sold on that dream, or their desired outcome is what they see and what they envision. And that's actually attainable for every single person in that room. The problem falls between every single person's ears, is that something is preventing them from taking the necessary action to achieve their desired result. And so it sounds like that your program is geared towards helping people that may have gone through some of those seminars, help them, figure out what their limiting beliefs are, help them to, get past whatever fear is holding them back from being the success that they desire for themselves. Is that a fair statement?
Absolutely. Spot on.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, I just nailed it. Good.
You did. And even a step further, John, is once you create wealth financially, people always say to me, if I can only make, a lot of money, all my problems disappear. But what happens is life is just a series of challenges.
That's right.
And once you're making a lot of money, you have a whole set of new challenges that you have to face. When I was making over $1 million a year, when I had to take a step back and I had to say, whoa, I am the heaviest that I've ever been. I've been out of shape because I was constantly traveling on the road, eating in airports, eating in restaurants. So I had extra weight on. I had a toxic relationship back home, and yet I was making all this money. And I had to dial it back and decide, having life balance is really, I think, what people desire. I don't have to worry about money. I can do what I want when I want. I have plenty of money to do everything. Yeah. But now I have the life balance that goes with it. And so that's what creates happiness and joy. Excellent.
Excellent. If you guys are just joining us, I'm speaking with Ann Sanfelippo. Again, I'm speaking with Ann. Ann, she's a number one best-selling author in Wealth Attraction Formula for Entrepreneurs: 7 Steps to Accelerating Your Wealth, Health, and Happiness. She's a lead trainer for Robert Kiyosaki's financial education brand, Rich Dad Education. She travels across the U.S. teaching individuals how to create wealth through real estate investing and stock trading. Ann recently founded the Wealth Attraction Academy, where she works with clients who want to show up every day as the best version of themselves, physically, mentally, and spiritually, to be able to create wealth with ease and live their lives with purpose and life balance. Now, Ann does that by helping busy, mission-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that want to set themselves apart from their competition so that they can attract a higher quality client, increase their sales, and secure substantial wealth for themselves, their family, and leave a legacy while keeping life balanced. So if you have any questions you want me to ask Ann, just type them in the comment section. I'll do my best to get to them during the show. If not, we'll answer them at the end of the show. And as always, please make sure you like, love, and share this on your Facebook feed with all your friends. And I see Gail Turner joined us. Welcome, Gail, to the show. And Gail says hello. So Ann, with the getting back to your Wealth Attraction Academy, can you fill us in on the kinds of people that you help? I mean, I just talked about a few of them, but if you can get a little bit more specific, what are they struggling with? What's their current situation? What do they want? What's preventing them from achieving it? Can you get into a little bit more specific type of person or their challenges and what it is that they want out of life?
Sure. They're desiring to show up in life every day excited about life. Okay, a lot of them come in wanting financial security or financial independence. Okay. But like I said, once we overcome that, which we can do very quickly with real estate investing, getting that life balance. And what's preventing them is usually they're already overextended. Many students that I see in my classes, entrepreneurs I work with, they're like, I can't put one more thing on my plate. Right. And what we do is we look at, what is on your plate. And basically I say, if it's not creating wealth for you and in all aspects, mentally, physically, and spiritually, then we need to reassess what you're busying yourself with.
Yeah, that's where you need to help them with that mind shift and to look at the big picture to say, okay, well, if this is what you're trying to achieve and they're trying to put more water in a glass that's already full, well, you need to start taking things out. You need to maybe stop watching that hour of TV, or maybe stop doing this or start doing that. They need to really evaluate their daily schedule to determine what it is that they need to put in and what they need to take out in order to achieve their desired outcome.
And I oftentimes find entrepreneurs busy themselves with non-productive activities, and that just makes them feel comfortable. It's a form of self-sabotage. Yeah. But that's a big thing that you see.
Yeah, I'll be the first one to admit that I do that on a regular basis. I'm busy as all get out, but you know what? I'll actually step back and say, well, that's not producing. What I'm doing is not directly producing the results that I want. Right. So what is it that I need to do right now in order to achieve my desired outcome? What tasks do I need to sort of, get involved in, and what tasks do I need to just put by the wayside because they're not helping me achieve what it is that I want?
Or psychologically, what is it inside of you? What's that little voice telling you that says, John really can't be that successful? Yeah. What's that little voice that says I'm not good enough?
Yeah, I rarely have that. I'm not going to say it never shows up, but I'm very aware when it does show up, and then I just kick it back out. It's like I can do whatever I want to do. It's just a matter of making the right decisions and doing what needs to happen in order to achieve that result. So can you talk a little bit specifically how you would help them? So just walk me through the process of helping somebody. So let's say me, for example. I always like to use me because, I like to get free advice. It's like anybody else. So walk me through the process of, if you're going to help me, what is the process that how you would actually help me? So how would that work?
It's a lot of bringing in what we've talked about here so far, but the whole wealth attraction formula kind of looks at traditional wealth building, and if you want to compare it to law of attraction. So we look at really quantum physics, that everything is based on energy. Okay, and I'll
stop you right there. I don't need to know physics, do I?
No.
Okay.
All you need to know is everything is created from energy. So we all vibrate at a certain energy frequency.
Well, as long as I don't have to do physics formulas, because I gave up doing those in first year university, and it's like I don't want to do any more physics.
Yeah. Now, so the whole thing is it's all scientifically based. So there can be, when you think of the law of attraction, people can think it's airy-fairy. And everything in wealth attraction formula is scientifically based. So we look at the person as a whole. So we're not just going to look at John, the real estate investor, but we're going to look at John and his entire life. And what we oftentimes find is we have what we call energy vampires. And so we're seeking where people are losing their drive because they have energy vampires going on in their life. For me, it was, the toxic relationship that I was in. That was draining a lot of energy from me, which was preventing me from putting positive energy in a different direction. So it's just like the workaholic man who has the problem relationship with his wife. Where we get synergy and we get balance in our life is not letting one aspect fail because we're so focused on another one succeeding.
Okay, so we just dig into my information and then
we do an assessment. We do an assessment. Like when I'm personally one-on-one coaching with individuals, I have an extensive evaluation that we go through, and it directs us where we need to be looking. One of the gifts for your viewers, if they go to my link, they're going to get what's called an IQ test, a wealth attraction IQ test. And that's a simplified down version, kind of looking at what your thoughts are. And, your thoughts become your words become your actions become your destiny. So I can typically have a conversation with somebody for a short period of time, and I can look behind their words, and I can see where in life they're struggling.
Okay, so through that assessment, through that sort of question and answer, you're able to pinpoint sort of where they are and then what steps they need to take to move forward.
Absolutely. Yep.
Excellent. So if you guys are just joining us, I'm speaking with Ann Sanfelippo.
Go back the other way.
You don't even have to laugh because I hear you. I hear you laughing without you actually laughing. And don't be offended because I've brutalized so many people's names on this show. I am terrible at pronunciation. So So if you're just joining me, I'm speaking with Ann. She's a #1 international best-selling author, Wealth Attraction Formula for Entrepreneurs, 7 Steps to Accelerating Your Wealth, Health, and Happiness. She's a lead trainer for Robert Kiyosaki's financial education brand, Rich Dad Education, travels across the U.S. teaching individuals how to create wealth through real estate investing. Now, Ann recently founded the Wealth Attraction Academy, where she works with clients who want to show up every day as the best version of themselves physically, mentally, and spiritually, to be able to create wealth with ease and live the lives with purpose and life balance. Now, Ann does that by helping busy, mission-driven professionals, entrepreneurs, and small business owners that want to set themselves apart from the competition so that they can attract a higher quality client, increase their sales, and secure substantial wealth for themselves, their family, and leave a legacy while keeping life balance. So if you have any questions, just type them in the chat and we'll try to get to them throughout the show. If not, we'll definitely answer them after the show has already been aired. And as always, please like, love, share this video with all your friends on Facebook as well. So Ann, for anyone looking to maybe become financially free, whatever that looks like in their world, because it's different for everybody. Financial freedom really means a different thing to different people, but I think it really boils down to being able to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, with whomever you want to do it. Can you give us some tips or steps that you would suggest people do, or maybe explain each one of them and why it's beneficial? So do you have some tips that you can give some people on how they could start to become financially free?
Sure, absolutely. So I actually have a download available for, again, your viewers of the show, and it's the 5 steps to wealth, health, and happiness in your lives. And it looks at your desire. Do you really desire to become wealthy? And be able to be doing the action steps necessary to do that. Do you have a big enough vision? What's your why for doing it? So many people fail because they don't have a big enough vision for why they need to do things. Also, having a plan. If you don't plan it, you don't do it.
Plan to fail is a failed. How's that go?
You have to plan.
Is a plan to fail, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a regimented work schedule, and if I don't have it in my date book, it doesn't get done because it's easy to get distracted.
Yes.
Then having accountability, having to pick up the phone and say, hey John, I didn't do what we talked about, that I didn't follow through on what you and I talked about last week, but I'm refocusing. If you don't have somebody to be accountable to, time flies.
Very much so.
And then celebrate. Too many times we accomplish a goal and we're setting the next goal. If you don't take time to celebrate, you're just always chasing. It's almost like an addict chasing their next hit, of a drug. And so you have to have time to celebrate, and so you can enjoy life.
And they don't have to be huge victories that you're celebrating either. You can just celebrate just a small, maybe accomplish a single task. That could be something that you celebrate because, it took you so long to actually accomplish that task, or it was a task that you've been putting off, but you accomplished it. You're happy, you're proud.
Yep.
Celebrate the fact.
Baby steps are fine.
That's
it's
right.
still a step in the right direction.
So sounds like when you talk to people, you help pinpoint, like I said, you'll pinpoint where they are in their life. So I'm assuming that everyone will be in a different place in their life, their journey, towards their wealth. Some are maybe have already done a lot of the tips or steps and maybe just not seeing the success they're looking for, and others maybe haven't started anything. Is there a way to determine where someone is right now and what they can do, to really take that direct path?
Well, like you said, everybody is in a different place, but also understanding that we as human beings are like an onion and we have different layers to us. So once we think we learned a lesson, you can expect to have to be tested by that same lesson again. It's just going to come in a different form.
Right.
So it's how well do you get through it the second time so that you've learned it and you move forward. So, Tony Robbins early on said, you can never hear the basics enough. I'm a firm believer with the wealth attraction formula that people are brought into the system because they need to be in the system. They're brought in energetically. There's something they need to learn. And I believe that about everybody. When your clients come to you, John, and you attracted them. Yeah. Life is about attracting, like attracts like. And so you have to be paying attention to the fact that you are brought certain people and certain circumstances into your life.
Right. Excellent. So we talked a couple of times. We talked about some handouts. Ann has given me a link, and what I'll do is once the show is completed for today, I'll post those links in there. So there's some information. I think there's a Wealth IQ test. There's a free PDF, some audio information as well. I'm not sure exactly what's all in there, but those three things I do know are in there. So you can actually take the Wealth IQ test if you want, figure out where it is that you are and maybe what steps you need to take. Go through the PDF of the 5 different steps to help you achieve your, attracting wealth and happiness, and go through that information. And just checking to see if there's any. I don't see any more questions, Ann. So I want to thank you very much. Just taking a quick look to see if anyone has any final questions, but our time is pretty much run out, and I want to thank you very much for being on the show. Definitely look. I'm not going to see you in San Diego, am I?
Maybe, we'll see.
So I'll be getting there on the 5th.
Okay.
When are you? Because you were just going there and then flying out again, weren't you?
Yeah.
Do you know your schedule yet? Do you know your schedule yet?
We will definitely connect up with that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
hopefully we'll be able to connect.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll see you there. I'm not sure if I'll see your. I don't know if Irene will be on the show next week, so I'll talk to her, see if she's coming. I haven't found out if she's coming yet, but
she'll be with me. She's on the same schedule as me.
Oh, is she? Excellent.
Yeah.
So I'll get to see both you ladies. Nice.
Yeah.
So, again, I want to personally thank you for being on the show, sharing your life, your journey with us, your information. Like I said, I'll post all the contact links for Ann, information for free downloads, how you can access that information. I'll put it in the comment section. And if you're watching this on the replay, if you have any specific questions, just type them in the comments. Just be sure to tag either Ann or myself, and we'll follow up with you with an answer. So everyone show Ann some love by hitting that love button, and definitely be sure to share this with your friends on your Facebook feed, as well as any associated business pages that you look after. And again, Ann, it was great catching up with you.
Thank you, John.
Look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. It's going to be some good time. Hopefully, you'll be able to stick around for the event and not have to take off right away. But I want to thank you for everything. Chris Miller, just some final comments. Says great show, John and Ann. Growing our positivity and coach base, and great energy on today's show. So thanks for the great comments, Chris, and thanks everybody for joining us today. But don't go away. I'll be right back with some closing remarks. But again, Ann, I want to thank you for being on the show, and I look forward to catching up with you real soon.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for joining me on today's John A. McCabe Show, where we work with entrepreneurs, business owners, authors, experts, and speakers get seen, get heard, get noticed anywhere, anytime, on any device. Now, also known as the Authority Acceleration Blueprint. Now, if you're someone who's looking to take your business to the next level and want to get some coaching advice, why not apply to be a guest on today's show? Now, for most entrepreneurs, we want to create a life of our own, create our own path, and do what we can to reach our own desired outcome, which is generally freedom. Freedom to choose what we want to do, when we want to do it, and with whom we want to do it. A life that's full of options and choices, where we worry less about money and more about the quality of time that we spend with others. Now, a great way to make that happen is to leverage other people's knowledge, time, and skill sets. Step one to reaching our freedom life is to realize that you can't do it alone. Working with a coach or being involved in masterminds is a great way for entrepreneurs to move their business forward. Now, a coach can help you shorten the time frame to get you from where you are to where you want to be, while being part of a mastermind is meant to bring entrepreneurs together, all with the goal of helping each other move forward with their business. Now, the second step to creating the life you envision for yourself as an entrepreneur is to implement systems into your business so you can streamline your operations, leverage systems, and free up your time to focus on your family, having fun, and the highest leverage activities in your business. The activities that get you the biggest return on your time invested, the ones that truly make you money. Now, sometimes we just don't know what systems we need, how to implement those systems, or even have the time to find out what is needed. Now, working with a coach or consultant that understands, uses, and specializes in systems that can streamline your operations can help save you time, aggravation, and make you a lot more money. Now, for example, having a system or strategy that allows you to leverage just 15 hours of your time into enough repurposed content to get you seen, get you heard, get you noticed anywhere, anytime, on any device is a great example of leverage. Now, just imagine a system where you invest just 15 hours of your time, and the end result is you're a #1 best-selling author. You have enough content that's going to get you seen, get you heard, get you noticed anywhere, anytime, on any device. You have a successful podcast. Now, it's automatically attracting more attention, giving more value, and generating more leads, which enables you to attract an abundance of paying customers. Now, this is also known as the Authority Acceleration Blueprint. Now, to find out more about the Authority Acceleration Blueprint coaching program or mastermind, then contact me via my website at johnamccabe.com or connect with me through my show's Facebook page. Now, again, thank you for joining us on today's show, and I look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's show when I have another great guest on discussing their business and accelerating their authority. So have yourself an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.